reminds me that he's going to have to leave soon and to prepare for his duties. Golden Gopher women's basketball tonight. A game can be heard on the Fan. At the Barn, 10th ranked Ohio State, the opponent. Gophers right now ranked 23, correct?
Yes,
23rd.
sir.
So why don't we use this opportunity? We'll keep an eye on the hockey game. We got it right in front of us. USA 1, Sweden nothing. Still tense, still very close. Sweden has looked, I think, and now, by the way, they've been on the power play, but it's about to end, and it looks like it's going to be successful. There's 7 seconds left. Has been pretty successfully killed to this point by the U.S. penalty kill team. Give us your Golden Gopher women's basketball primer on what has taken place to this point. Does this, I guess, ascension feel real, and what has fueled it?
What has fueled it is depth. What has fueled it is balanced. What has fueled it is kids that have grown up. And I'm talking about Amaya Battle, Mara Braun, Grace Grahalski, Sophie Hart, players that have played and taken a lot of bumps the last, I guess, 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Certainly 3 years ago when they were all freshmen playing, certainly Amaya and Mara. And they're all basically grown women now. And that's the recipe in college sports right now is get old, stay old. And they're an older, experienced team that has 70 to 75 games together, and they're all playing really, really well.
Do they, what would you say is their calling card? Is it defense more than offense? Offense, it sounds like balance is a big part of it, as you said.
Yeah.
Where are we defensively? I think we're also very good at not giving up the basketball, correct, in terms of turnovers?
Yeah, 10 turnovers a game. That's pretty much what they've been for the last few years. If it's not number 1 in the country, it's number 2, 3, or 4. They're very good taking care of the ball. Their defense is outstanding. They've held 11 teams to 50 points or fewer, which I think only 2 other teams in the country have done that. So they always guard you. They always take care of the ball. And all 5 of their starters are averaging double figures in points. Like, they're probably not going to have a first-team All-Big Ten player. There's 10 of them. They're probably not going to have one, even though they're going to finish 3, 4, 5, or 6 in the conference. Yeah. They won't have anybody. But you could make a case for 2 or 3 of them to be on the first team. They'll probably have a couple on the second team, but it's just the balance. And at any given point, at any given moment, one of them will go off, and it's been a different person a lot of different times.
What do you think you now know about the head coach that maybe you didn't understand when you first got to know her? Anything stand out?
No, I think what I'd heard about her proved to be true, is that she's got one hobby, and it's how to win the next game. And how to get better as the season goes along. And that's what she's obsessed with. That's what her coaches are obsessed with. That's what she's preached to the team. And no time, everything is done intentionally. No day is wasted. The standards are the standards. All the coaching cliches. It's no accident that she's won 60% of her games wherever she's been. I think that would be what stands out more than anything, is that they're always really well prepared. They always know what the other team wants to do. They know how they're going to attack it, and she's relentless in trying to figure that out. It's pretty fun to watch.
How many regular season games do we have left?
3.
That's it.
Yeah.
So we're down to it. So it's
tonight, Michigan State on Sunday at home, and then a week off, and Illinois on the road a week from Sunday.
Is Illinois ranked?
They are not. I think they have been at times this year.
Right.
But they've been in the tournament the last couple years.
So where are we in the Big Ten standings?
Today, I think we're 5th.
Okay.
With an opportunity to get to 4th.
We're clearly not going to be on the bubble.
No.
We're clearly in. The issue now would be how good a seed can we get? Because in this town, let's face it, it seems like a lot of years, even, I'm talking about men or women, and of course for the women it's been a while, but I feel like often it's the meat grinder of we're on the edge, we're on the bubble, we're kind of in, we're kind of out, depends on what we do towards the end of the season. Maybe it ends up depending on what we do in the Big Ten tournament. And that what stands out to me is very quietly, I think locally, they put themselves in a position where there is no doubt that they're in the field, and it's not the NIT.
No, they're in, and if the bracketologists are to be believed, the bracketology has them, one of them has them at 6, a 6 seed right now, one of them has them at 5.
Wow.
And frankly, if they win these next 2 games, Michigan State and Ohio State at home, they should be a 4 seed, and they should be hosting the first 2 rounds of the NCAA tournament. That's the conversations that are being had now in the Big Ten women's basketball community, people that have been following it. And like you say, it's been kind of a quiet build which it reminds me of Patino's first tournament team. They basically went February without losing. They went 8-0. And then everybody said, wait a second, what's their record? What are they doing? And they ended up being a 5 seed, I think, that year and played in Milwaukee. They've been in, I'd say, pretty safely for the last 3 or 4 weeks, beating Iowa for the first time in a long time and beating Iowa down there when they were ranked 10th. Kind of catapulted them in the minds of some people. That's what started getting them more votes for the Associated Press poll and everything like that. But yeah, they're in. I mean, right now, this week, they're fighting for a double bye in the Big Ten tournament and an opportunity to host.
It's a great opportunity. And as you say, the next 2 are home, right? Both in both cases. Where was I going to go? Oh, so are they going to be penalized? You talked about the balance, which obviously is a strength, and that's a team thing. But we know how crowded the sports landscape is here, right? Is winning enough, as odd as this sounds? Do they have a player or a soon-to-be player that can be viewed as a legitimate star, superstar kind of player that, sadly, sometimes teams that are crowded out and don't get as much attention also need to go along with the winning, as goofy as that sounds? Does that exist?
So do they have a Lindsey Whalen? Is that what you're asking?
In effect, yes. I was trying not to name her, but yeah, I guess that is what I'm asking.
No, but I'd say they have a lot of... I mean, it's hard to say because they do, this group in particular, they play together. Like, they really don't care. And so...
Yeah, and that's what you want.
Yeah.
In all honesty. That's what the idea is supposed to be, to win, and there's not been nearly enough winning here. That should be the priority, but I'm also wondering about that piece where the casual fan comes along and says, hey, you got to see so-and-so. Got to see her.
Yeah, well, honestly, I think there's 3 or 4 of them that are fun to watch, that do play like that. Like, Mara obviously has played like that in her career. She's playing as well as she's played all season the last month or so, averaging about 16 a game the last 5. Grace Grahalski, the junior from Wisconsin. If you come watch her, like, people, I love watching her play. Amaya Battle has been great. Tonight, she will overtake Lindsey Whalen for number 2 all time in career assists, which is good. You know, she's played basically all 4 years. She's been a starter for all but 5. They have a lot of pieces that I think play great basketball together, and individually each kind of do their own thing and play well. And I didn't even mention Sophie Hart, who's been a great transfer from North Carolina State a couple of years ago, Farmington kid. And she's kind of their main post player, and she kind of has some of that too. And
allegedly, again, it's dangerous to put too much stock in recruiting ratings, but allegedly some interesting talent due to come in here next year as well, correct?
Seems like it, yeah. I think their class next year's ranked 17th in the country. Huh? Don't quote me on that. But they have a kid from up north, Tori Orline, Crosby Ironton, who scored 5,000 career points up there. Top, 1, 2, or 3 player, probably top 2, 3 player in the state right now. Wisconsin, they've got a good player that was just at the game on Sunday, who was pretty highly thought of, that they really, really like. So yeah, it'll be interesting to watch.
Just tuned in. I'm sure it's been brought up. The tsunami definitely needs a name. It's really bad out here. The meteorologist got this wrong for sure. Mostly rain, my butt. Better get on the road, Guardsy. Traffic is a mess. Tell Guardsy he should leave now.
Well,
are you waiting still for? Is Blakemore arrived?
Yeah, no. So, and this is where there might be some bitterness here at some point between the associate producer and the producer of the show.
Yeah, because there could be some rising tension.
He texted me today. So, what time do you need me? And I said probably about 4:15. And he said my plan is to leave after the second intermission of USA Sweden from his house, which I think is in Richfield.
You know what? He lost himself in the eyes of the game.
And I said, not sure that's going to work. Will you do me a favor and at least check the roads before we enact this grandmaster plan? Because I did just look at Williams Arena travel times, about 45 minutes for me right now.
From here?
From here.
45.
Which should take about 20 in normal conditions.
What's tip-off time?
Tip-off 7, and pregame 6:30.
And you got, like, pregame interviews you got to do before then, right?
I do. So we'll see. This is
getting meaty.
We'll see I'm not.
Well, if I just keep talking and not take a break?
Yeah, then you'd be fine, but you don't want to do that.
I don't love it, but I also don't want you to be late.
I won't be late.
Job.
No, you build in extra time. I usually build in some extra time to make sure that I'm early. I've done most of the hay is in the barn for this game as we speak, because I've been getting ready for it really since the Wisconsin game, but this is an example of, like, Brett will come in here and he'll say something and I'll say, this is why I'm Justin Guard and you're not. because some of us plan for these things.
Yeah, right.
Like, that's probably what I'm going to have to say to him. Or he'll walk in a minute and go, I told you I was going to make it.
Yeah, what's the big deal?
And then we'll see.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So opening tap is 7?
7, right here on the Fan.
6:45 pre or 6:30?
It's a 6:30 pregame on KFAN Plus. We're not doing the full 6:30 pregame on the Fan, so we'll pick it up at 7 o'clock. But our usual spot, KFAN Plus, has the game as well, and the pregame at 6:30.
Okay, and then somebody's saying it's going to take you longer than 45.
It might. I mean, that was before we started talking.
Why don't you use surface roads? Stay off the highway.
I know my plan. I know where I'm going.
Not your first rodeo?
Not my first time getting to the barn.
Okay.
During rush hour traffic.
Don't give away any secrets,
No,
though,
I
right?
don't.
Because that's part of the problem.
No, exactly right.
Yeah, it does look like they're not in very good shape. All right, let's go. So should I pause?
Yeah, you can.
All right, let's do it. Let's pause
I'm here until Brett's here. We'll be fine. I'll get there.
By the way, it's the action from my vantage point is fierce. Third period, USA-Sweden. Both teams, looks to me, have had some significant scoring opportunities. U.S. clinging to a 1-0 lead over Sweden, with, of course, the right with a victory to advance to the semis, and with a loss to say see you later. And then that's when I text Bill Guerin and say, why did you make some of the personnel decisions that you made?
Robertson should have been on the team.
Exactly it. Can we do a live listen-in?
Not of NBC.
Damn it.
And I don't think we have any.
I thought we had a relationship with Care 11. I mean, I know Fox 9 is our station, but I thought we had a working, doesn't work that way?
No, we can't just pull up NBC.
Damn
it. I wish we could. And I don't think we have a Westwood 1 bit of it either.
No, that would be...
We do for basketball sometimes.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know if they've got a hockey broadcast or not.
So we're approaching 6 minutes to go. Third period, USA 1, Sweden nothing. We'll stay on this. We had Pat Micheletti between periods 2 and 3. And, of course, Canada has already advanced. And because they reseed after every round, the U.S. would only meet Canada in the gold medal game. So that's pretty much set and pretty much automatic. But first of all, U.S. has to make sure, again, this is what's nerve-wracking about the Olympics when it's forget the dreaded 2-goal lead, a 1-goal lead means you're one mistake away, right? One mistake away from a tie game, and then who knows what happens at that point. But I think it's been a really good game. I thought the Canada game with the Czechs was outstanding as well. There was controversy. I don't know if you were watching, so the Czechs go up 2-1, and then Canada gets a power play opportunity on a penalty that the internet lost its mind over.
Oh,
and
really?
It was in a scrum, the puck semi-frozen for ever on the side of the ice, okay? But apparently it was still moving enough that the refs were not whistling it dead. And
like right here for the U.S.?
Kind of. Yeah, that's true. I said to Louis, now Louis didn't see it. I'll be curious to see his reaction when he sees it. I thought it was, I put that penalty because it opened the door for Canada. There's no question. They did score at that point it was 2-2. Now again, they lost the lead, but it was a key play. I thought it's the kind of play where you're constantly kind of checking somebody from behind in the scrum for no apparent reason to me, and he did it, and I don't remember who the player was who committed the penalty, but he did it hard enough, where I thought he made it callable. So is it technically, was there some flopping to it? Was it technically one that you could let go? Maybe.
Sure.
But you're ahead. Why do you invite? My philosophy on that in that situation is don't tempt the ref to make a soft call. Stop it. And in fact, you're ahead. You don't care if the puck stays frozen in animation for 8 minutes. You want the clock to continue to run. You're ahead. So I did not think it was a terrible call. I thought it was a terrible decision that opened the door to the possibility that the call was going to be made. But that's me. I'm just a great, as you know, the hockey ambassador.
Well, you're the ambassador.
A great hockey mind, as we like to say in the business. So I think we would play Slovakia, right?
Yes.
In the next round. If we go on to win, that's who we would play. And Canada would play Finland, because Canada would play the lowest remaining seeded team. That's Finland.
Right, they're 4.
They're 4, so that would be the matchup. And then obviously you have a chance to get to the gold medal game and beat Canada. So that's where we are. When is the gold medal game, by the way? It's the weekend, right? I assume.
Yeah, I think it's early morning, either Saturday or Sunday.
The women's gold medal game is tomorrow during our show.
Yes,
correct?
per usual.
Per usual, yeah. So we're gonna go through these entire Olympics without getting Russo on. But if the U.S. wins, I'm absolutely going to hope to try on the off day, or one of the off days coming up, like tomorrow or Friday.
Yep.
To get Billy Guerin on.
Tomorrow would be a great day to try to get Guerin. And honestly, Friday would be a good Russo day, because although they'd probably play again, wouldn't they? I'd have to check the times. That's the thing. The times of the games.
Well, it doesn't seem to matter. If there's any hockey being played,
I know.
Russo doesn't want to go on with us.
I know.
Which is rare.
It's true.
In of itself, is it not?
It's very rare. It's very
JG,
true.
I work in Richfield and go home via westbound 62. I've yet to go more than 10 miles per hour, and it's sheer glare ice. Glare ice. People are trying to scare you. Tsunami name, we probably will name the tsunami, just because even if we don't end up with that many inches of snow, we're overdue.
Donaldson did ask earlier today what the plan was. I said stand by.
I think it's time, don't you?
Yeah, we haven't named a ton of them.
I haven't very many of them at all. Any word on your guy, on your replacement?
No. And I'm trying not to bother him, because I want him to focus on the roads.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't want him distracted.
Did you see the...
But Brett's one of those guys, don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me about the roads. I'll get there. Love it or leave it.
Yeah.
And so I don't think
maybe Common's holding him up at the vestibule.
He could be. I don't think he took my warning very seriously.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. He didn't. He thought he
thinks I'm the old guy,
he
worried
thinks
about
he's
the
smartest
road.
person in the room.
And
yeah.
Don't worry about me.
I know how to navigate the roads.
Not my first time. I'll get there. And
thanks, old man.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's
Boomer.
Unfortunate. How about your guy, Mark Cuban? He's weighed in heavily on all the tanking allegations.
What have you thought of what he's had to say?
I'm not pleased with it. I mean, on one level, I understand what he's trying to say, which is basically fans don't care, but I don't believe that's true. I think there's a couple major flaws with his position, which is, in effect, what he says is fans go to the game for the experience. They don't even half the time remember who won or lost the game. I don't believe that. Now, ultimately, it is often about the experience, and when you're talking about a Twins game, it's obviously about the experience. It's not going to have anything to do with the winning or the losing. But how do I put this? Because part of his point was, guess what, man? All the machinations, the ups and downs of it, there's only one team that wins every year. So who are you kidding? You're going to a game. Chances are you're not going to go see a champion. But I would suggest that sports at its best adheres, or at least tries to convey to fans, the illusion that there is at least an outside chance or a remote possibility that you're going to end up, if not with a title, making a deep, deep run. Serious fans, I think, are very interested in winning. Now, serious fans, you could say, also know, where are we going? We need the great player, and that's the only way, if we're in a market that's not attractive, where we're going to get the great player. But I still think it's too easy for the Mark Cubans of the world to be as cavalier as he is about it. Because to me, what he should be saying is, we got to come up with a better system. There's no way you're conveying the right message to anybody on any level if you have things happen such as Utah taking out its 2 best players in the fourth quarter of a game in which they are ahead. There's no way that can be sustainable, or that, as far as I'm concerned, that can be excused. And that doesn't even get into another aspect of this. How much money does the NBA, do we know what the numbers are, for example? How much money does the NBA make off of its relationships now, its partnerships with various gambling institutions?
I'm sure it's quite a bit.
It's in the millions minimum, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's the billions. I don't know. What's larger, what the NBA gets from the gambling partners, Or is that in the billions, or is it feeding our future and the other scandals in the billions? The Star Tribune says it's still only $200 million. Whatever the case may be, it's a large number, right?
Yep.
So if it's a large number,
oh no,
Sweden just scored. Holy mackerel!
91 seconds left.
Man, oh man, oh man! What happened there? I didn't see it, but it is indeed a tie game. USA Sweden.
Oh boy,
with 1:31 to play. It looked like a lot of traffic around the net. I just looked up at the last second. Let's see if we get the replay on what exactly took place here. Okay, we got
their net's empty. They had pulled the goalie.
Yep.
So they had the extra skater. Oh
well,
man,
I don't even. Did that go off somebody?
Yeah, it might have.
Let's see. The puck. There's
good play in the corner. They're showing the puck.
They're showing the puck. Why don't you do your hockey play-by-play? Because I can't.
Well, now they're switching it. So, man, got a pretty clean shot.
It was a clean shot from sort of the right side of the goalie. I mean, that was a good shot. I will say. I thought originally it was almost like on a deflection of some sort. I don't think it was deflected. I just think it was a good, hard, fast shot. So now,
ooh, boy,
we are 1-1. Now it gets interesting.
Now it's real.
I can't pronounce the name of the guy who got the goal. It starts with a Z, but I can't pronounce it.
But you know what?
And they did, as you say, they had the extra skater. They had removed their goaltender.
Yeah.
So it's a brand new ball game. I don't think I'm going to text Guerin right now.
I wouldn't. His phone might be shattered.
Yeah.
I won't even know if you did it or not.
That's very, very true. Yeah, that was a quick-ass shot. That was a nice...
I want to see... This is the side I want to see.
Oh, that's beautifully done in the corner.
He snuck it in over his right skate. Yeah.
Just as you're facing the goal, to the left. It was just in the left corner. I mean, he got that into the littlest spot, the only spot that was not covered by goalie guy. So now, possibility of another OT game.
Yeah.
And that would be, I think, the third one today. Because that was, Canada's comeback. They scored.
That's right.
The tying goal with, I think, about 3 minutes to go on a deflection. And then they won it in OT. So there you have it.
3-on-3 overtime once it happens.
It is 3-on-3. The rules, I'm told, are a little different in that it's slightly easier to sub.
Okay.
In Olympic hockey 3-on-3 than it is the National Hockey League. But still, nevertheless, it's 3-on-3.
On the Cuban thing, on one of the things he's talked about?
Yes. Oh, what I didn't even finish.
Yeah.
On the gambling part, if you've got that kind of relationship, I don't think gamblers are interested in having to calculate, well, let's see, is Danny Ainge going to make a phone call to tell his head coach to pull his two best players going into the fourth quarter of a game? I mean, I don't even know how you, on that level, leaving aside the moral side of it, from a business standpoint, how does that possibly play? You can't have it both ways. If you want to have that closer relationship and make that kind of money on gambling, then that's another reason to think, to me, that you can't be as cavalier about this as Mark Cuban tends to be.
Well, the other thing that he's kind of talked about, and you referenced some of it, that fans don't care as much about the tanking as much as they care about how expensive it is to go to games.
Yeah, right.
Well, I don't think we're fixing that, right? Like, I don't see a big groundswell for price cuts. Certainly, we've talked about the price increases here at the Wolves. Now,
exactly
as we said at the front end, they've been very, quote-unquote, affordable relative to other NBA teams. Yeah, Mark's right about that, but that doesn't mean, two things could be true at once.
That's what I was going to say. They care about both, to maybe different fans to different degrees, but they don't. It's not, the idea that you can only care about one is nonsense. I think they care about both. I mean, if you go back to the time we were sitting next to each other, the Mark Madsen game, which we've discussed, the 7 3-pointers, and we had people stopping by who are longtime fans who aren't stupid about knowing, well, I want to have more lotto balls because I want to have a better chance to get a good player. But let's face it, if you're talking about the third, fourth, fifth most year, that pick shouldn't be as coveted as it's tended to be.
Right.
And those fans don't like the feeling of it. They don't like the laughingstockish nature of what you seem to be conveying when you are that brazen and that irresponsible about what your form of tanking is.
No. And like I said, Mark Cuban is a former owner, principal owner. He may be coming back in at some point. It sounds like he wants to get back in some form or fashion. Is he going to be the owner that says, guys, we got to get our prices down? We got to control these prices a little bit. When, by the way, the player salaries are continuing to go up and up and up. And I'm not even saying that's wrong, but we need to get costs under control for families. That seems a little precious because I don't see that happening anytime soon.
This is from Texter Brandt. USA playing prevent defense and 0-4 check last 5 minutes. Best defense is a good offense, which is exactly what Pat Micheletti told us.
He just texted
periods
me.
2 and 3.
4 shots on goal that period.
Yeah,
not good enough.
The idea that we just got to protect it now. It's all we have to do. Generally bites you in the rear end, and it sounds like that approach, whether it was intended or not, has contributed to the fact that we're now in a tie game. Do we hit OT? Is it over?
Yes, it will be overtime here.
So a short break.
10 minutes,
10 minutes,
overtime.
and then if it's still tied, that's it. There's only one overtime period, and then it goes to
the shootout,
right?
Yeah, which you can have the same
Best
guy
of
do
5.
it over and over again if you remember. Yeah,
I don't remember that.
TJ Oshie did it for us 1 year, like 10, 15 years ago. It was crazy.
It's amazing. Where else were we?
How about this update from Blakemore? I said, are you okay? That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want him distracted. I'll get to the game. It'll be fine. I'll be a little rushed, but that's fine. And he writes, on 100. Well, how does that help me?
That's
100 and where?
Yeah, 100 goes a long way.
Yeah, Park Place?
Yeah.
Are you 104?
494, which is very different.
Are you actually on American Boulevard?
Do you know, I can answer it for you. He's not close on 100.
Yeah.
That's why he was vague.
Yeah, I know.
If he was closer, he would have said, he wants you to think, well, he's on 100. He's real close. He's afraid to say it. So he'll go, I'll just go on 100. Now, as it is, it's just off 494, so I still got a ways to get here. But that might well be the case. All right, do you want to break now or go to 42?
Go to 42.
All right, we'll go to 42.
Might as well.
OT has now started. By the way, somebody else brought up, the last time we talked about this tanking thing, the NBA should go to the relegation system. Never going to happen the way the business model is set up in the NBA, right? You can't, it's just not going to work. You're not going to be able to tell a billionaire it's going to cost you $5 billion to get in the league, and there's a chance we're going to relegate you. No one's going to go for that. There's too much money at stake. It sounds good in theory, and I understand it's a system that a lot of people believe in across the pond, but it ain't going to happen. And this is nerve-wracking, man.
I know.
3-on-3 is nerve-wracking. I mean, this is it. This is you losing it. It's over. Decent shot on goal there, smothered by the Sweden goalie, and I can't. Who took that shot?
Gus Bus, by the way?
Yeah, Gus Bus. Yeah, that's exactly right.
I don't even know if he's still in Milan.
Well, we haven't traded it. Well, I think he's got a no trade, doesn't he? Or does he have teams he can be? I think he may have.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Some rules. Yeah. Also, did you read this? Not surprising, but I think further evidence that if you are a Timberwolves fan, you have reason to be encouraged about the future of the organization.
Is this about possible relocation?
Yes.
Yeah.
Most league executives believe that the Timberwolves should be moved to the Eastern Conference for future expansion. Minnesota's geographical location, along with the presence of a star player like Anthony Edwards, seems to be the most logical strategy. I think there's every reason to believe that and this, of course, is something that the Wolves franchise had lobbied for a long time ago. Exactly right.
Yeah.
There's every reason to believe. I mean, there's almost no other way around it, one could say, that's what's going to take place.
Oh, boy.
And that means a lot less travel.
Yep.
That means
better tip times.
More
6 o'clock starts for us.
I think people still perceive the East, even though some teams are emerging, as still a very a more inviting conference to give any team any good team a better chance to make significant runs through the NBA playoffs, and then it could sort of get reacquainted. Anthony Ant could with Cat.
That would be great.
So kind of nice. Unless, Cat could be traded by then, because I still think the Knicks. There's a lot of rumors the Knicks are going to try to go after Giannis in the offseason.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, like they did. All right, here we go. USA has the puck. I might not be doing the game tonight, by the way. Blake Moore's just parked on 100, he said. Shoot it.
Oh,
save. Oh, the puck got loose.
Oh, was it loose?
Yeah, but they were able to freeze it.
Yeah, this is how does We can't do it. Judd from Chicago checks in. Can we have a live listen-in? We would if we could. I'm well aware that between the two of us, our hockey play-by-play, yours is better than mine, but neither one is all that good.
I wouldn't say yeah.
So it's unfortunate.
And I don't know all the players. I don't.
Yeah, well, that's part of the problem, too, even though I'm the hockey ambassador.
Yeah.
I still don't know more players from the late 60s and early 70s. But, you're... Well, maybe might they call the game tonight at the barn? Any chance they'll call it?
I don't know.
That's pretty unusual, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very unusual.
Although the unfortunate part for the club is less chance of a good walk-up.
Totally.
Tonight, right? Your walk-up is people, especially if people say, they can watch it on TV.
I talked to someone earlier that it lost like half their group in the last hour.
Yeah, that's not at all surprising. And because it still seems to be, do we know how long this is going to go?
I don't. The winter weather advisory is until 9:00. Yeah, and snow is expected tonight.
Oh man, another good save. We are getting the best of that was Hughes. We are getting the best of the pressure in the OT, I think, the last 2 or 3 minutes, but we're just not scoring. Sweden's getting some very good goaltending as well. So we're at 7:20 to go in the OT. USA Sweden quarterfinal game. Canada already in. They needed overtime. It's really following a very, very similar pattern for Canada that it did for Sweden. Sweden scores its goal even later than Canada did in the third period, minute and change to go to tie things up, and now we're sitting there in the overtime period. It's fine if you go slow and leave space. Famous last words that I don't think anybody...
Yeah, that'd
how many
be great.
people actually believe it? You know what I'm saying?
It'd be great if people would do that.
Yeah, it just doesn't happen often enough. I've never seen... How about this one? I've never seen roads this icy, and I'm 69 years old.
Jeez.
That's doom and gloom for you.
I know.
I have a fix for tanking in the NBA. For the draft, send all the 16 teams that make the playoffs in the order of how they finish in the playoffs as usual. For the 14 teams that did not make the playoffs, have a lottery pool with even number balls. In other words, all 14 teams have the exact same chance at the number. They just won. USA just got it.
There we go.
Was it Husey?
I was looking at something else.
Me too. I was looking down trying to read this. USA does win it. 6 minutes and change in OT. You're seeing the thrill of victory on the ice among the U.S. players, and you are seeing clearly on the bench
they know
agony of defeat.
Coach is already gone.
For the Swedes. No question about it. Let's see.
It was a Hughes, it looks like, that scored.
I think it was.
Was it our guy? Was it our Hughes, or was it his brother?
That's the question. I don't know. They look alike. It's the problem.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I guess that does make sense. Sweden goaltender still in net, on one knee, devastated. Now, finally, gets up. By the way, if you were watching the game...
It was our guy.
It's our guy.
Quinn.
You're right.
Minnesota.
How about that? If you saw it more closely than we did, explain what happened on the game winner. Bradshaw and Bryant, KFAN text line, 646-8.
Look at those two Minnesota Wild players, Matt Boldy and Quinn Hughes.
You love it, don't
What a
you?
great state of hockey.
We're in the mix. I mean, we're right in it right now. More agony of defeat from Sweden fans in the crowd. USA flag unfurled. And there's your game. I still haven't seen the game winner. Right now, we're just getting all the shots of the thrill of victory.
Oh, those Swedes didn't look happy.
And the agony of defeat. Well, Swedes never look happy. I mean, let's be honest about it. You know, the phlegmatic Swedes, as they were once called by a former North Stars coach. He had to apologize like 25 times for it. Got into big trouble. All right, here's the play. You want to try to describe it?
Yeah, so Boldy, they're just doing the little cycle. Boldy gets it to Hughes, who brings it back middle and just snipes it left side.
Straight on, right?
Yep, past the goaltender. Just kind of turned back. Oh, it was like kind of in the middle. It wasn't as low as I originally thought. Glove side, right past the goalie.
Goalie, I went with the glove for it and whiffed, basically.
Yep.
But there was some juice on that shot.
Some heat from Husey.
There's no question. So what, you want to talk about relief? I mean, that's it. Are you celebrating or are you just relieved?
Yes.
Because there's got to be so much tension given what's at stake. If you're Billy Guerin, especially, right? The decisions you made, you say, I'm doubling down on it. I'm doing it my way. I don't care about whether I have the best players. I care about the mix. But he's got to know deep down, if he doesn't even make it to the semis, he's got a problem on his hands. And you get in a one-goal situation as they did, and Louis warned us, said yesterday, you could tell Sweden was plucky. Sweden was legit and was not going to be an easy out at all. And it turned out the Czechs weren't an easy out either, even though Canada, I think, had just beaten them 5-0 earlier in the tournament. So U.S. does indeed advance in a rather nerve-wracking fashion. So we play Slovakia Friday at 2 o'clock.
That means
Central.
No Russo. No Russo on Friday for
Canada,
us.
Finland, 1 versus 4 is the earlier game. That's a 9:40 Central Time game on Friday. With the gold medal game, I'm assuming it's Sunday. Isn't it usually on Sunday, the gold medal game?
It's Sunday morning at like 7, I want to say, our time, is what I heard today.
So there you have it. All right, should I break? Let's do it.
Yep.
And you're still here, and Blakemore's somewhere still on 100. And not even close, apparently. It's that kind of afternoon here in the Twin Cities. Quinn Hughes from Matt Boldy. And the U.S. is advanced to the men's Olympics semifinal round. We're right in it, Garzi. It's our world. Maybe that's what's the word for it? An omen? Harbinger of things to come, that this might be the year that we actually extend past the first round. First they'll get in and then past the first round.
We've got plenty of stars.
There's no
We've
question
got enough
about
stars
that.
and enough juice to do it.
So it sounds like you're going to have to bail out of necessity here pretty soon, even though Blakemore is still stuck. And the horror stories.
I know. I keep getting texts from people.
Continue to come in. I'm trying to, again, it must be, the perfect storm of the timing of it. We kind of got used to it not being this, snowy for a while, relative calm in that regard. The fact that when it hits this quickly, I'm assuming it's difficult for the plow. Now, I don't know how the plows get anywhere right now because every road is gridlock, right?
You can't.
Surface roads, gridlock.
Yep.
Highways, gridlock. Spin-outs, pretty much everywhere. Now, this feels like a bit of an exaggeration, doesn't it? This is shades of October 1991 out there. Come on, man. We have a ways to go before it's that, isn't it?
We're looking at like 3 to 5 inches accumulation, according to the National Weather Service. Maybe 3 to 7.
Is it Quinnesota or is it QSA?
Oh, I like that too.
QSA. That's from Duke in Victoria. No play-by-play for JG. Brett on roads that are icy. Billy saved by Husey. Wolves and 5. If you're just joining us, again, U.S. advances. And next round is the semis. And that will be right during our show on Friday.
Right.
Women's gold medal game is tomorrow. Also not starting during our show, but it'll still be going during our show, will it not? The women's final? I think, doesn't it start like at 1?
Yeah, it would be.
I guess it'd be close.
It might be wrapping it up.
Why isn't Abbott filling in for JG?
Did you hear he had to do that on Saturday?
No.
He had to fill in because Blakemore basically had some type of stomach problem. It was like an infection.
Are you serious?
I don't want to laugh back because he was beaten up pretty good.
Man.
And I was driving somewhere. I was driving to the U to drop off some equipment, and I hear Davey throw it to Abbott for some high-level Wolves talk, and I had to call him and go, what's going on? Abbott had to jump in for Blakemore.
Billy G is probably in a good mood, writes Clayton from Rochester. Now might be the time to ask him again for that USA hoodie.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good point.
We could.
That's a really, really good point. I hadn't even thought of that.
I'm getting a Kessler update, too, to see how he's doing.
I feel bad because you said he's already on the way.
He's been on the way for a while.
So
because he leaves time.
Yeah, he's
texting me right
almost
now.
as anal as Chip Scoggins and stuff like that.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Although nobody's in Scoggins' deal. Women's game, somebody's saying 12-10. Is that? I thought it was later, but maybe you're right.
Yeah,
Tomorrow?
I don't know. I don't have it pulled up.
We'll discuss that. How about a Russo recap of the gold medal game? I don't think we have a chance. Because right now he's hitting the mix zone.
Well, and then he'll be like embedded in the team party room, to get because he's Russo. He's going to write the best story on it, which
Correct.
is what he does, which is why we like him. So he's going to be up all night getting the right flavor, as a good columnist and reporter would do.
Dan, I left Brooklyn Park at 3:05, and I'm just crossing the Minnesota River Bridge on 77 en route to Rosemont, and I still have a minimum of 30 minutes left. This is brutal.
Jeez.
Alan in Afton writes, in the pantheon of Blakemore swings and misses, which is worse? Missing the Patera dump button or being late and causing Gargi to miss a home game broadcast against the 10th ranked team in the country?
The biggest game we've had.
Exactly. Since you've been covering the team.
Easily.
Or broadcasting their games, correct?
The biggest game we've had in 10, 15 years.
You can't even make that up.
I'll just say this. The conversation I just had with him, we needed the Patera dump button. Well, I told him, I said, I get it, you're stuck, but I can't be reaching out at 4:30 going, are you going to make it? Like, we need to know, right, at 3:45.
He's afraid to tell you.
It's messy, but then we might have been able to get a backup plan.
That's true. That's a good point.
Like, obviously, you can't control the roads, but just to be sitting.
Do you think we could get Common back here to
He still might be here, Nick. Is Common still here?
I mean, he used to run the board. He knows how to do it.
It's just a couple of buttons.
Yeah, it's not that difficult. I wish I could do it. I mean, then it would just make it easy for people. Everybody could go home and just do a one-man operation. I love the sound of my own voice anyway, so what's the difference?
Fallness is offering his help. He's blocks away. Like, that would have been a great example. We could have texted Fallness an hour ago.
That's false. There's no way Fallness means it.
Well, I think now
he's just pretending because he wants to make it, Fallness willing to help. There's not a chance in hell you would have gotten him.
He's actually pretty helpful. He might. He says, unlike Brett, my tummy doesn't hurt. That's what he just wrote.
Poor Brett's under siege. Gargi, I'm sorry you're dealing with the new generation. We are the same age. The new generation is irresponsible and lacks accountability. Poor Blakemore.
And he's a good one, too.
Absolutely no chance. What else do we have here? I got parking lots. Keep the, we might as well do weather radio. I mean, that pretty much seems to be the way, that's the mood everybody is in at this point. I can see 394 from 494 and the sign saying it's a 30-minute drive. 394 from 494 and signs are saying it is still a 30-minute drive. Twins, beers for $1. Blakemore is out there on 100 stuck. Kessie's crushing. Oh, man, come on. Right when I get to the punchline. Kessie's crushing for babes in his old farm truck. Wolves and 5. That's just too good. By the way, speaking of Olympics, do you have the sounder? Can you find it? Because it is apropos for reasons other than the hockey. Never more apropos than it is today. How about Michaela Schifrin getting the last word, having the last word? I watched it live today.
It's a good highlight.
On the slalom, she's the last skater for the second run, skier for the second run. And she crosses the finish line with a margin of 1.5 seconds over second place. She dominated. She absolutely ran or skied one of the best slaloms of her career. And so all the, remember this now. So she gets the gold.
It's a good moment.
12 years between Schifrin's slalom goals. That's the largest gap ever between individual gold medals in the same event at the Winter Olympics. She gets her third gold of her career. She is now ahead of every other skier in U.S. alpine history. And, we laid out earlier in the games how devastating it had been for her. She's in the combined event. That's where a slalom and a downhill skier each skis one run. Breezy Johnson, who, of course, won the downhill, right, instead of our gal, she's basically hands the gold to Schifrin. First place performance. Schifrin only needed to finish in the top 13 on her run to clinch the gold. Instead, her worst slalom finish in more than 10 years. She finishes 15th, and that means the U.S. is out on that event of being on the medal stand at all. They missed the gold, the silver, and the bronze. Then she's in the giant slalom. She finishes 11th, even though she'd been dominant in the World Cup standings during the regular season. So she's down to this. She was down basically to this event, and it was a beautiful watch, I have to say. Great weather, sun out, sun gleaming, and she looked in control, determined, almost Jedi Knight-like, all the way down the hill or the mountain, and she ends up finishing with the gold. And again, we talked about how these stories work in the Olympics, right? Thrill of victory, agony of defeat, all of them add to the texture and the richness of this stuff, correct? And there's then the angle that she represents, which is historically decorated skier. U.S.'s best ever, quite frankly. And with a number of ups and downs over the course of her career, and looking like, well, this was going to be another disaster for her. And we find out once again, the athletes themselves, for better or for worse, for thrill of victory or agony of defeat, they always have the last word. And her last word was, it ain't going to happen again. I'm not going to lose. And she did not even come close to losing. So that kind of set the standard for a very entertaining day at the Olympics. Like I said, the men's hockey, start to finish, has been terrific. Not just involving the U.S. game, Canada game, Finland's comeback. I mean, just several games have been extremely either well played or close or very exciting as well. Do I break here or keep going?
No, you got to break.
I do have to break. All right, we'll break.
And I'm going to hit the road.
You're going to hit the road, and then...
promotions guy Nick is going to hang out with you.
Perfect.
Till Brett gets here. Kessler's about 15 minutes away.
Okay, it all works. Have fun tonight, and
we'll see if I get there.
I'll be listening. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's Guardsy. Back in just a minute. Don't forget Kessler in about 30 minutes.